Deleted Session, September 13, 1979. Comments. The two of you thought of yourselves specifically as a writer, or rather a poet, and an artist before our sessions began. I would like to clear up some important issues. You identified primarily now as a poet and an artist because those designations up to that time seemed most closely to fit your abilities and temperaments. Ruber's writing set him apart. Your painting set you apart. These were recognizable, tangible proofs of creativity. You therefore identified with elements, characteristics, and traditions that seemed to suit you best. To some extent, you had your own niches, recognizable by society even if they were relatively unusual. You did not know that there was a deeper, older, or richer tradition, a more ancient heritage to which you belonged because you found no hint of it in your society. It seemed at different times since our sessions began that there were disruptive conflicts. For example, was Ruber a writer or was he a psychic? Were you an artist or weren't you? What about the writing you did, both for our books and the writing that you sometimes plan to do on your own? Those kinds of conflicts can only exist in a society in which the entire concept of creativity is segmented, in which the creative processes are often seen as inner assembly lines leading to specific products, a society in which the very nature of creativity itself is largely ignored unless its products serve specific ends. Ruber was correct in his introductory notes today, Ralph noted for mass events, about the poet's original, long-forgotten abilities and his role. Ruber has been a poet all of the time in the most profound meaning of that term, for the poet did not simply string words together, but send out a syntax of consciousness, using rhythm and the voice, rhyme and refrain as methods to form steps up which his own consciousness could rush. Early artists hoped to understand the very nature of creativity itself as they tried to mimic Earth's forms. Poetry and painting were both functional in ways that I will describe in our next book, and aesthetic, but poetry and painting have always involved primarily man's attempt to understand himself and his world. The original functions of art, meaning poetry and painting here specifically, have been largely forgotten. The true artist in those terms was always primarily, in your terms again, a psychic or a mystic. His specific art was both his method of understanding his own creativity and a way of exploring the vast creativity of the universe, and also served as a container or showcase that displayed his knowledge as best he could. That is the heritage that both of you follow, and have followed faithfully. It was an honored tradition. Also involved is, as Ruber correctly picked up from me, a group of accomplishments that we will call the psychological arts. You are involved in those also. Ralph noted to me, "They said, I want you to specifically understand that there is and can be no conflict, for example, between your writing and painting, for in the most basic of ways they represent different methods of exploring the meaning and the source of creativity itself. The sessions I give you, in usual terms, are a new extension of that creativity, but again, that extension has an ancient heritage." Ralph noted to me again, "They said, your own writing, of course, is art. It is also a method of understanding and perceiving creativity. It is a method of learning that redoubles upon itself. and you are uniquely equipped to discover comprehensions from a standpoint that is most unusual, unique. Explore, for example, your own feelings toward me, whether or not they have changed through the years, how much I seem to be myself, or part Jane, or part Ruber, or part you, or part Joseph, or whatever. Realizing that you are in the position you wanted to be and realizing that your abilities are not in conflict with each other, knowing you with them will ultimately fulfill and develop all of those abilities in a new kind of overall creativity that is itself beyond specifics. Now, when Ruber begins to treat himself as he has, the physical armor loosens. The creative abilities become even more available. Hence, his new creativity and the new physical steps he has taken, they all go together. He believed in the specific nature of the creative self, so that it could only be trusted in certain areas. He believed he needed strong mental barriers as well as physical ones, set up against his own spontaneity. He is beginning to understand that the spontaneous and creative aspects of personality are the life-giving ones. They can and must be trusted. He knows now he does not have to slow down, and that relaxation leads to motion. He did indeed pick up from me a partial list of the subject matters to be covered in our new book, which will be called Dreams, Evolution, and Value Fulfillment. The book will necessarily, of course, include much material on the true nature of creativity and its uses and misuses by civilizations. You do not have to fight to tread the thrust of your own life. That thrust is always meant to lead you toward your own best fulfillment, in a way that will benefit the species as well. When you tread the thrust of your own life, you are always supported. Tell Ruben that. I want you both then to understand that in the greater light of creativity, understanding its true meaning, you have taken the right course and therefore drop from your minds any lingering ideas of conflict and doubt. Such a thing will automatically clear up all problems involving things like taxes, sex roles, or whatever, on both of your parts. You, Rob noted, both, they said, are studying the nature of creativity as few others have done or can do, and that is bound to make possible new creative frameworks and to offer new solutions to situations that cause difficulty only within smaller frameworks. Do you have questions? Rob said, no. Jane has been doing great lately, and I am very pleased to see that. They said he should, meaning predictive. He will. End of session. Ross said, thank you. They said a fond good evening. Ross said, good night, Seth.